Hello, my name is Nicholas Walker. I teach English at a Huntsic college.
And I'm Helen Hefter, and I also teach English but at Montmorency College.
So we're going to go over some frequently asked questions about the HyperText Narrative project. First question.
What is a hypertext narrative?
HyperText Narrative is a story with choices. So each time you read it, you make different choices and there are different outcomes. It's a story that you play like a game.
How can I make a hypertext narrative?
Well, I recommend using the virtual writing tutor. If you go to virtualwritingtutor.com, you'll notice at the top in the middle of the screen, there's the menu bar and a drop-down menu labeled Writing Tools. Click on it and you'll see HyperText Narrative Creator. If you're logged in, it'll take you to a screen like this, and you can start by making a new story.
How can I submit my hypertext narrative for evaluation to my teacher?
Go to labodangles.com, go to your course, go to the bottom of the page where it says Final Evaluations, and there'll be a link that says Final Writing Evaluation and Hypertext Narrative.
When is it due?
If you click on the link, you'll see the instructions, the evaluation, and then the due date at the bottom of the page. This will be different depending on your teacher.
How will it be evaluated?
Have a look at the submission page. There'll be instructions, and you'll see the criteria used for evaluation. Go through it carefully so you know where you get your points from.
Could you show me how to make a hypertext narrative?
Remember, you need to log in, click on Writing Tools, click on HyperText Narrative Creator, and you'll need to create a new story. What title shall I use? I will use, New Story. Even better, New Hypertext Story. What do you think of my title?
I don't think it's very good, to be honest with you. I think you need a title that reflects your career or your field of study. It's too vague. It's too general.
All right. So how about my career as an ESL teacher? How's that?
Much better.
Put it in title case. All the important words are capitalized. I'll click New Story. All right, so here's the HyperText Narrative Creator. On the left-hand side, you see the editor. On the right-hand side, you see the preview, right? You see the title that I added. It's here. If I want to change it, I can change it and save it. Now, it begins with section 1, which is where the story begins, and I'll say, the beginning of Cégep, or the beginning of college. Click Save. Good. At the beginning, I should give some sort of explanation about the story, about how the story begins, and I can click on it here and start typing. But you know, I have all these sections from the peer review narratives. Do you think I could use some of those?
Absolutely. I encourage you to use the peer review narratives that you've been writing the whole semester long and use them in your final hypertext project.
Okay, well, here's peer review narratives. It's related to business, and it starts with doing well at school. It was the second week of the semester and my teachers had already begun piling on the homework. After dinner, I gave my English homework a cursory glance and made a snap decision about my time management. I will not put aside my homework. I will do it the night it is assigned, and I'll be thorough. This way, I will always be ready and I can spend more time on homework instead of rushing all of the time. If I have a lot of exams coming up, I will plan which class to study for each day. I will feel confident and have the best chances of pulling off a good result on the exam. My goal is to get straight A's all year long. Okay, so this is the first peer review narrative, and I've written an alternative. Instead of getting straight A's, we'll play video games. It was the second week of the semester, and my teachers had already begun piling on the homework. After dinner, I gave my English homework a cursory glance and made a snap decision about time management. Homework can wait. Video games are more fun. If there is something important that I need to do, I'm sure my teacher will tell me. The next week, my teacher asked the students in class to share their homework with the person sitting next to them. My partner was the most attractive student in class. After my partner shared, I said that I didn't do my homework. My partner turned to me and said, "You're a lazy jerk, and I never want to talk to you again." What do you think?
Wow, nice bit of drama at the end.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the first text here. I'll copy it. And I need a little bit of a text to introduce that. So what shall I say? I'll say it was the beginning of college. I started thinking about my program. I had to make an important choice. All right. Now here I can check my spelling and check my grammar. There are no errors, so I'll click Save. And there we go. Section 1, the beginning of college. It was the beginning of college. I started thinking about my program. I had to make an important choice. Now I need choices. Now the first choice is here, and I can add a second choice here. But before I start filling in those choices, I need to make some sections that those choices will link to. This is a common problem that many students may encounter when they're making their hypertext narrative. They need to have sections before they start defining their choices. So the first one, and this is section 2, will be do my homework every week. Just click Save. And I'll add another section. And it's going to be play more video games. I'll save. Okay, so I now have 3 sections. Section 1 is the beginning of college. Section 2, do my homework every week. And section 3 is play more video games. Now, I'm going to add the text that I wrote to section 2. And this is straight from the peer review narrative. And I'll check my grammar again. If at the beginning of the sentence requires a second clause. Oh, I forgot to put a comma. Comma there. Okay, now check the grammar again. No errors, I can save it. Good. All right, now I had a second story about playing video games instead. So I'll just copy that. And I'll add it here. I'll save it. Now, going back to my first section, I'll need to connect the choices to those 2 sections. So choice 1, I'll select do my homework every week, and you'll notice that the text is added automatically. I can save it. And for the second choice, I can choose section 3, play more video games. Now I can save it. Now, to look at the preview, I just need to look at the other side of the screen, and it says my career as an ESL teacher. The beginning of college, it was the beginning of college. I started thinking about my program. I had to make an important choice. Choice 1, do my homework every week. Choice 2, play more video games. I'll choose choice 1. and the system repositions the page. It was the second week of the semester. And choice 2, play more video games, again, repositions it and puts it here to show the video game one. All right, that's the end of the story. Let's publish it. I'll click on Publish, and the story will open in a new tab. And here it is. I can click Next. It shows me my word count, the number of sections, the number of errors. I'll have to find that one. And field-related vocabulary in education. That's good because that's my field. And the target structures from the course: cursory, put aside, straight A's, and time management. When you click Next, get to the beginning of the story. It was the beginning of college. I started thinking about my program. I had to make an important choice. Which one should I choose?
Choice 1, do my homework every week.
And there we go. Do my homework every week. Now, I haven't put any choices, so this is the end of the story. And I'd like to link it to another part of the story or link it back to the beginning. And there's no way to do that yet, so I'll need to add that. I have to refresh the page if I want to go back and try a different story and try choice 2, but the same problem. Can't get back.
How can I modify my hypertext narrative?
What I can do is I can go back and change it here and then publish it again, and then I will have the changes will be reflected in the published version. For instance, I might like to add an image. Click on the link, go to wikimedia.org, and we can type in homework. Here's a picture of somebody doing homework. I can click on that. And you'll notice down at the bottom of the screen it says more details. And here you'll see it says download or use this file on the web. I want to use the file on the web on a HyperText Narrative published on the web. So I'll click on that, and you'll see there are a number of fields here. One is the page URL. I don't want to link to the page. I want to link to the file, right? That's this. So I'll click on that, and I'll copy it. I'll go back to the HyperText Narrative. I'll put in the image URL. Now I can put in a description, right? Doing homework. It's a picture of somebody doing homework. So I'll click Save, and as you can see, the image is automatically added. All right, well, you know what?
What?
I've changed my mind. I don't want to put that image there. I want to change it. So I'll click again, go back to Wikimedia, and I'll put an image of my college. Hunsick College. Easily done. There's a picture of the college. Again, click on more details. Use this file on the web. There's my link. Go back to my hypertext narrative, put it in, and put a Hunsick College. When I save it, now the image is updated, and I can use the homework image in the next section. Now, just because I have saved it in the editor doesn't mean that I've made the changes in the published version. So I need to click Publish again. Now, you'll see I have the image of a Hunsick College on the first page.
What are some common problems that students have while making a hypertext narrative?
You notice that if you put in a new story and you create it, when you go back, it's down here, but the moment you publish it, it's no longer there. And so some students think that it's gone missing. It hasn't gone missing. It's just moved to the published section. Now, if you decide that you don't want it anymore, You can click on the trash can and now it's deleted. If you change your mind and you want it back, you can click restore and it'll be restored for you. So there are some safeguards. You're unlikely to lose your story. You just have to look for it.
Okay. How can I submit my hypertext narrative for evaluation?
Okay, well, I'll show you. Here you'll notice there's a list of all your published hypertext narratives. Click on the link and there's the publicly accessible published hypertext narrative. Now, to share it with your teacher, simply click on the URL, copy it, go to your course, click on the link, scroll to the bottom, edit your submission, put in the URL, and click Save Changes. When you save changes, your link will be there, and you can test it by clicking on it. And to see if you need a password to enter into it, you can click on it and open the link in an incognito window, which is a window that doesn't have your login information saved in it. And here you can see the link works. An alternative is you can go back to your published drafts, open it up in the editor, click on the HTML button. The system will generate HTML and you can copy that to your clipboard. Then, after logging into Blogger, you can create a new post, give your post a title, My Career as an ESL Teacher, Hypertext Narrative. There. What do you think of my title now?
It's good.
Right. It tells people what it's about, the topic, and the type of blog post that it is. Now, should I put it in compose mode or HTML mode if I'm going to paste HTML code?
You're going to use HTML mode for sure.
So I'll click on HTML and then click paste.
That's right.
Now it doesn't look like very much because it's just HTML code, but when I publish it,
what happens?
Well, you'll return to your menu page, but you need to click on View, and there is the published version of the hypertext narrative with the button Next,
Yeah.
Next. There are the choices, there's the image, and there you go. Now here's the URL of it published on my blog. Notice that it says blogspot.com, so I'll copy this, go back, and if I want to edit my submission, I can put the link to my Blogspot blog post. Again, I can test it by right-clicking, clicking on Open Link in incognito mode, and there it is. I don't need a password to log in, so that means anybody on the web can see it. So what do you think? Do you have any more questions?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, super. Thanks for your help.
Thank you.